Hey, and welcome to the Daily Mastermind. This is a Monday open discussion class, which means any question is on the table and fair game. What we do each and every Monday is we start the week off with open discussion. We figure out what it is that you guys are working on, what you need help with, so that you can move forward and have a very productive week and implement the strategies that you want to implement to grow your business. So that means any question, anything you guys want to talk about, anything you want to see, no matter what the strategy that you're working on, whether it be a marketing strategy or a new mortgage program that you're going to implement. Last Friday we had a great class with our good friend Mr. Rich Bond, and he was talking about how he's kind of brought back the FHA Streamline Refinance and utilizing the regulations that were put in place in 2011 and with a brand new, I guess it's an update is what you would call it, in January 2015, or just about a month ago, it's lowered rates, and so it now completing, I can't remember what he called that, what is the test? It's kind of like the litmus test for it. Hold on, I got a note here somewhere where I've got it written down. The tangible benefit test. Much easier to be able to prove that. And you've got some great opportunities for some new business, but not only new business, it's a great opportunity. And I think that's the big thing that I got out of it, is it's not only a good opportunity to generate some refinance business for yourselves with your past clients and other things, and we've been talking about that, tapping into your past databases and how you market to them and keeping fresh in front of them. It's a perfect reason to do that if there's a refinance opportunity for your FHA mortgage holders. But it's a purpose and a reason to get in touch with your referral partners, not just your real estate agent referral partners, which, by the way, benefit like gangbusters because they need something to touch base with their database with, something of value to offer and saving money on your mortgage. I don't know about you, but that's always valuable. And so it's a reason to touch base with them. But what about your other potential referral partners that, you know, the question was asked last week. I think it was James that asked the question on a Monday call, even one of our open discussions like we're having here today. James had asked about, reasons and ways to market to CPAs and financial planners. This gives you a way to market to those CPAs and those financial planners and those tax preparers as well. A reason to call on them and develop and create new referral partnerships that maybe you don't have yet, or a brand new stream of partnerships that you maybe haven't even implemented into your business anyway. So there's a lot of stuff that we can cover today. We've been talking about on the technical side of things. We've been covering a lot of different technical side of things, but we've been talking about implementing landing pages with conversion pages attached to them. So if you've got questions about that, Facebook, there's always we could spend days and days and days talking about Facebook marketing and engagement and how to generate engagement. But the floor is yours. Any questions, any things that you're working on? I absolutely want to hear from you. Now, I don't have any questions in the queue box right now, so while that being said, I wanted to take a moment, you guys, and get your opinion. So currently, if you can look at my screen real quick, this is what the Daily Mastermind archive looks like currently. So it starts with the first class that we all did together. Most of you on the call, there's a few of you who are newer since then, but most of you on the call were here for that. And it just goes in chronological order. Blah, 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 all the way through all the classes that we do to the last class that we did. Now, what's the only difference of all the classes that we do? As you know, the Monday class is archived differently. Because these are open discussions, those are going to be, well, they're currently just put into there, but those are going to be archived differently. But the Top Producer archive, the Friday class, is in its own section, which, again, looks, let me show you that. If my computer will go there for me. Looks like this. Again, just a plethora of classes to try and hunt and peck your way through. So what Chris and myself have been working on is this. This is kind of what we're going towards in terms of the look of the new site. And so as you can see, there's main categories with a little bit of a description of what that category is, like the Monday open discussions. When you click on that, oops, I didn't need to click on that because I kind of prepared myself just in case. But all the Monday open discussions are listed here by date, so you can find those Monday discussions a little bit easier. Facebook marketing. You've got an entire page that is just all of the Facebook marketing, Facebook Decoded, Facebook Ads Changes, all of the classes that have to do with marketing with Facebook are in this one category. And then once you know, hey, I want to check out the Facebook Ad Changes, let me see what that class is, it opens up that class alone. So that's kind of the vision of what we're doing, and as you can see, the categories that we've got are open discussions, consumer direct marketing is its own category, referral partner marketing is its own category, and that's going to include a link to the classes that are about growing your referral partner networking, as well as links to the done-for-you referral partner classes that you can take, download, they become your class, and you can go teach those and present those. Let's see, I've got a comment in here. So I want to know what you guys think. Is this easier to use? Is it not easier to use? And it looks like Peggy's got a good question to kind of kick off our Monday discussion here. So while we're going to dive into Peggy's question here, but kind of keep this in mind, guys. This is kind of the look of it, and I feel like this is a little bit easier navigation for you guys to be able to click on time blocking to see all the classes on time blocking and kind of organize things that way. Let me know what your feelings are. Alan's saying definitely easier to find things. Peggy, I like the new look. Okay. So I didn't want to change up the overall look. My goal is to make it easy for you guys to navigate the site because, in my opinion, oh, did I close it? Oh, did I close it? I did. I clicked the X, didn't I? Bear with me one second. I'll get back to it. And we're going to dive into Peggy's question here because I don't want to spend too much time on this. I just wanted to kind of show you guys what we're working on and that we got you in mind. I want to know if, make it easy for you guys to find the archived classes because that's the purpose of keeping this archive. All right, so here goes Peggy's question. Here's my news. I implemented Phone Burner last week, and I'll explain what that is. I think I've got a couple of people on the call that may not be familiar with Phone Burner. I implemented Phone Burner last week, and in 62 minutes, let me repeat that, guys, in 62 minutes, I reached 40 people and actually talked to 16 of them. I also just ran my first Facebook ad today promoting my Realtor Safety class this week. I love it. I love it. That's a great update, and I know that's not a question, Peggy. It's an update, and that's perfect because that's good stuff. It's implementing the strategy. So this is the second month in a row that Peggy is doing a live presentation. For those of you that remember last month at the end of January, she did the class for real estate agents teaching some basics of Gmail and how to utilize Gmail and create folders and do canned responses and things like that. She did a nice class for real estate agents on Gmail in January, and she's backing that up. She's staying consistent, which, Peggy, I cannot tell you how happy I am that you are being consistent with this and backing it up with a safety class, a realtor safety class. Now, she's promoting that. Let me ask you this, Peggy, a couple questions and follow up on this. Are you only promoting it on Facebook, or are you promoting it in other areas as well besides Facebook? And when did you start your ad, and has your ad generated any clicks yet or any sign-ups yet? Just those two couple of follow-ups. Okay, so the phone burner calls were about that. Perfect. Okay, and that's a great reason. So 40 dials in 1 hour. You made 40 dials, spoke to 16 people, and invited them personally to come to your realtor safety class. And then the ad, just started the ad today and have had 2 clicks and 3 signups. That's how it works. Peggy, is there any way you can share that ad with me? Am I able to have you shared it to your page? Is there any way that you're able to share that ad with us on the call? Let me see. Did you do it as a promoted post, a boosted post? Okay. Which fan page did you do it on? I just had to type in a couple letters because I'm a fan of this page. So here's the promoted post that she did. So this is the ad itself right here. And this is what it looks like on the page. It says, for all my real estate friends, please sign up for this free workshop on Thursday at 3:30, or personal safety is very important to me. And then you've got the image. Now the image is kind of being torn down a little bit because it's part of the thing, but that's okay. That's going to make somebody click it, and when they do, boom. Realtor, hands-on self-defense training. Hold on one second, guys. I'm listening. Good stuff, Peggy. I like it. Is this part of your Mortgage Web Success site? It is MWS, isn't it? Wow. And okay, perfect. You know what? That's a great look. I love it. Ask Joe if you're able to do this. Here's the only critique I'm going to make for you, Peggy, is that I've got to scroll down a little bit far to get to the form itself, but you've got a fantastic call to action that lets me know I need to do that. I'm also, this is a very different type of safety class than most of the agents are getting. They're hearing about the safety class. It's a big issue, big thing been talked about. You're doing it a little bit different by actually having somebody to teach them hands-on self-defense safety class, as opposed to, oh, get the phone number of the guy coming through the door, make sure you make a photocopy of the driver's license, that kind of class. You're doing a hands-on karate kind of. People are going to think it's fun. You're getting some sign-ups. I love that your conversion rate, I think she said 2 clicks and 3 sign-ups. That's not bad. That's not bad. And I see that sometimes what will happen, the reason, folks, for that is that a fan of her page actually clicked the link instead of clicking on it as they saw it as an ad. They were actually on the fan page or saw it as the organic way that Facebook can work too. If you've got engaged fans, they're going to see this post as well without having to advertise it. What she's done, though, is she's generated 2 signups from an ad and 1 from an organic situation, which is fantastic. The only critique, though, I would have is see if you can get this form somewhere over here on the side, maybe a little easier so you don't have to scroll to sign up. I could be signing up while I'm watching you, would be the ultimate way I'd want to do that personally. Like for me to do that myself, what I'd want to do, if I'm like interested and I'm watching the video and I'm like, you know, I want to see this thing, I'm going to want to be filling out this form as I'm listening or watching the video. And I don't want to scroll down and just hear it. I want to see it. So it's just a little easier, just one little added thing you can do to increase your conversion rate, Peggy. Great stuff. Thank you for sharing. I can't tell you, I'm through the moon right now with excitement about the fact that you are, first of all, you're doing some video pretty darn consistently to promote these things. Secondly, you're implementing the presentation strategy by putting this together for the second month in a row, a little training. Even if you're not the one doing the karate kicking, it's a fun thing. You're putting it together. It's good stuff. Next thing you're doing is you're making it a point to reach out and contact the real estate agents by phone. Now, here's the other thing that you got to remember, Peggy, is that the 34 people that you didn't get on the phone yesterday, excuse me, not 34, 24 people that you didn't get on the phone yesterday, they all got a voice message from you saying, hey, this is Peggy. I'm doing a hands-on realtor safety training with my good friend Kiyoshi Tom Wright, an 8th degree black belt. He's going to teach you how to increase your awareness and build self-confidence, and some hands-on self-defense training if you're ever in that situation, God forbid. Give me a call if you'd like to come. And they've heard that. Now they're going to see that post on Facebook, a reiteration of the facts, a reiteration. It's like retargeting without retargeting, so to speak. Great stuff, Peggy. And the more they see that message and hear that message, and you know, the next step, get that email going out to them with a link to your video saying, hey, did you check out this week's video or this month's training? Watch the video for all the details. So Peggy says she's been doing a tip of the week for realtors and consumers every week for quite a while. I'm awesome. I'm so glad to hear that, Peggy. Good stuff. I love what you've done here. This realtor safety training, good idea, good, easy class to do. And I think James had a question about your karate friend. I've done it. What is she being charged from the karate studio guy? Is the karate studio guy charging you? And if so, how much? She may be on a, oh, nope, she's coming back. $150, James. It's costing her $150. And is it 1 hour? Is it 2 hours? What do you get for that $150? You go do that, Peggy. Go get that loan closed. She's got to go talk to her processor right now, so she'll be back in a little bit to answer more questions. But guys, that's what we talk about. She's implementing multiple strategies to tie it all together to one main strategy, and that's referral partner relationships. That's the big goal that Peggy's going for here, is creating and developing more opportunities for more real estate agents to refer her business, because she's seen as an expert. She's seen as the girl around town. She's seen as that person that's always there, that's always available to you, right? Way to implement. Good stuff. What else are we implementing? Now, I know, James, that's something, and I know your ears perked up on that, James, when she talked about doing that Facebook ad. And I'll show you exactly what she did. So just to show you again, this is the ad that she ran. It's a post that she made, and she ran a promoted page post. And that's how that's the recommendation that I make on how to run ads, is to run those promoted page posts. And the way that you do that, when you go to create ads, and you can navigate to create ads about 7 different ways on Facebook these days. You can go through your ads manager, but any way that you create an ad, you're always going to get to this place where it's asking you what type of advertisement do you actually want to do. So the one that Peggy's doing, and the one that I recommend, because it allows you to tell a little bit better story. It allows you to give a little bit more of a description. It allows you to paint a little bit brighter picture. the goal of it again is to give a benefit and make people want to have that benefit. What's in it for them? What's going to entice them enough to click it? And so if you do a boosted post, it's easier to do because you're able to give more of a benefit. You know, here's the feature, here's the benefit, why it's important to you, and encourage that. So what she did is that boost your posts. And once she made the post on her page, that Michigan real estate agent tips page, and I'm not an admin on that page, but she just went through her list of Facebook pages and she found that. So let me just bring up one of my dummy pages. Paul's Free Agent Help Center, for instance. And I can do a boosted post, any of the posts that I've made recently, or I can make my post right from here. I can tell my story. Give the benefits, not the features. Always goes back to that. Always remember that. Give the benefits, not the features. This car has a seat belt. That's a feature. This car has a seat belt that can save your life in case of an accident. That's the benefit. See, it's just make sure you're always doing that feature versus the benefit. She put the web page in there. And she kept the image that it came with. You can scroll through and choose multiple images if there's multiple images there. These images, I can tell you from experience, they will not allow me to do an ad on these images, so I always upload my own image because these images have verbiage in them. You can't have more than, I believe it's 30% of your ad can't have verbiage in it. I can't remember the exact number. So the way that I do that is I remove the link type thing, and I put my own image. Oops, I didn't mean smiley face. I meant image. And so I'll go through and I'll find a picture that matches. Now, when I find a picture, most of the time, I utilize Google search. So let me back out of this and show you how I do that. I'm going to cancel that real quick. And in Google search, what I'll do is I'll say, you know, benefit, and I'll go to images for benefit. But before I select any images, what I'm going to do is especially if I'm doing an advertisement on it, every time go to search tools, usage rights, labeled for reuse. And then look for an image that will maybe public benefit. There you go. There's a good one. But look for an image that's going to support what you're talking about that are in the labeled for reuse section. And sometimes you may have to refine your search before you find an image or make your own to be able to get exactly what you're looking for. But you never want to use images that are copyrighted. You can get in a lot of trouble and get some pretty hefty fines if you're utilizing images that are labeled for, not labeled for reuse. Okay, so just make sure you're being very careful with that. And there's some ads you can do. And there's one with an infographic that I already pasted. You can continue, and all it does is it takes and you're now choosing your audience, and in the audience, that's the demographic. Now, Peggy, when you get a chance, are you back, Peggy? The question I've got is, what was your demographic? Do you have a custom audience that you're utilizing, or are you utilizing the more demographics such as work, job titles, or employers, or industries? Under industries, go with real estate. Nope. Real estate is not an industries type that it supports, so we're going to take that out. Go back to more demographics, work, job titles, REAL, real estate broker / agent. I want to include everybody, so I'm going to do another real, not real estate broker and realtor. I'm going to do realtor again because there seemed to be a second one there. So I'm going to do all of them to make sure that I'm including as many people as I possibly can in my demographic, 50 miles around my radius. I've got a good group of people that I am now going to be focused my efforts on. Now, I don't want any brand newbies because they're not going to be in my top producing class, so maybe I change that up to like 25 or something. Then you check on your ad, make sure it's what you want. Change your dollar amount, and then go from there by placing your order. Make sense? So, Peggy, what kind of demographics did you use? I see you're back now. What kind of demographics did you use, Peggy? Was it a custom audience or a combination of a custom audience as well as a demographics? Should we take the price Facebook suggests? I recommend most of the time on a page post engagement, I always take the price that they give me because it's always lower. It's always lower than what they're bidding for, and my goal is to incent Facebook to want to show the ad, and so typically yes, if you're doing a website click ad, like specifically for the website clicks, and you're creating or generating the ad, you typically want to do a pay-per-click and then manually bid for clicks. Okay. Okay, so Peggy said, James, just so you know on the demographics, Peggy's saying she did what I'm doing here with the job titles, except she went 21 and up instead of 25 and up. So she's given the benefit of the doubt to the newbies. And then what she's talking about is the pricing. Set the amount a page post engagement is worth to you. So you can get the most engagement for the most for your post at the best price you'll be charged for impressions, or you can manually set target bid per engagement. Now, I don't pay anywhere near, and my guess is, Peggy, with the kind of audience, you're not going to pay anywhere near what the suggested is. Typically I'm paying somewhere around $1.40 to $1.50 per engagement when I do it on the per impression setting. The typical results I get, if I leave them on the impressions for the best price, I'm way under $2 per engagement. And the budget per day, that's how I typically do it. I usually set it somewhere between 20 and 50, and I do go in and edit it time to time. So I typically launch the new ad each week on a Monday or a Tuesday, and when I start it, I always start it for the first day at $50. Wednesdays, I typically go to $20. Thursday is the highest engagement day, so I bring it back up to $50. Friday is a pretty low engagement day, so I bring it down to $20. Because I'm just looking to get the ad served at that point. I don't believe that I'm going to get a high number of engagements, so setting it a little bit lower, I usually don't hit that dollar amount anyway. The Thursdays I always hit my dollar amount. Nice. That's awesome. $1.51. So yeah, definitely go in and change that amount per engagement because you've already got 2 signups and you've paid $1.51. Do it on the impressions, because if people are seeing the ad, you're getting the engagement that you need, which is the sign up. You're not actually worried about are they engaging with the post. You don't want them to actually like or paste or share the post or any of that stuff, which is what the engagement actually is. Okay, so to do that, you're going to go into your ads manager. And then under your campaign, what you're going to do is just click on the name of your campaign. Click on it again to go to the ad set. And then click on it again, and it will show all the parts of the ad. So just click on the name of the ad, click on the name of the ad set, and then click on the ad itself or the post itself 3 times, and that'll take you into where you want to be. Up at the top, you're going to see your budget stuff. Active, the total amount spent, lifetime spent, ongoing. You click that edit pencil, and that's going to take you into the actual budget. There you're going to see all your pricing stuff, and you can make that edit there. Just make sure you click Save Your Changes. So this is the end of this ad, so I'm going to back that down until I put the new ad up before I remove it. You save your changes, you simply click OK. They don't get paid unless they show it to more people, because they're paying you, you're paying now per 1,000 impressions. Or you're not paying per the impressions, actually. Let me try to explain that. You're not paying per the 1,000 impressions, but what Facebook is trying to do is they're going to, based on the number of impressions versus the number of engagements, which engagement is different than just somebody clicking on the ad. Clicking on the ad is not an engagement, that's a click. An engagement is when somebody likes it or shares it or comments on it or something like that. That's an actual engagement. A click is just when somebody clicks on it to go see what it's all about, right? And so you're not being charged per click, you're being charged per engagement. So when somebody clicks on your ad, they're going to your website, they're seeing your video, all that good stuff. That's the goal of what you're trying to do. You're not really looking to get engagements, you're looking to get clicks. And so, but you're paying for engagements. Facebook is going to, they may charge you a higher dollar amount per engagement because you're not getting very many of them, but you are getting a whole lot of clicks. Like that's kind of what we're doing here is we're getting a whole lot of, see ours, we got more people that are going to click the like button on it to kind of show support. That's kind of a little bit different thing than what you're doing. So my cost per engagement is right now down around $1.34. And remember, the default is $5 if you set it manually. So mine's down around $1.34 because I'm getting a good number of engagements. My goal of my ad is to generate clicks, though. I need people to click that ad, but I'm doing so by creating engagements. Does that make sense? I'm creating a whole lot of engagements to entice people to click the ad and go see what we're all about. Maybe click the link and sign up to be part of our services. Does that make sense? So you're not actually paying per impression, but you're paying for engagement, but Facebook knows to generate an engagement, they got to show it to a whole bunch of people. Or they know the value of retargeting, so they're going to show it to, notice this, I've got a reach of 4,400 at 5 times each today. That's a lot of impressions, which is generating a lot of engagements for us. Hope that makes sense, Peggy. Awesome, great implementation skills. Again, I'm very excited. Now, James, and the point, James, was I want you to see it really is easy. It's something that you can implement and put into place. I highly recommend, you know, some of you have are doing the agent mastermind classes, and you're putting together every week, you're putting a promotion together to try and get people to sign up for that. That's a promotion every single week. Maybe not you being the teacher, but it's a reason for you to be able to reach out and grow your list of people who you maybe want to work with. The key there is just, you know, make sure you're targeting the right people. Make sure you're focusing on the people who are the top producers. You know, right now Peggy's looking to grow the number of real estate agents that she knows and has their contact information. And if they come to her, when they register and they come to her event, she's going to know whether or not they're an opportunity and somebody that she needs to make a focus of following up with through time. You know, and Peggy, here's a recommendation for you. Here's what I recommend. When you get a sign up, the very first thing you need to do when you get a sign up is go over to Google and look up your new sign up. And maybe where they work, if you know where they work. And I'm doing this on this one because I had the same situation today. A brand new person signed up for some information, wanted to speak. I wanted to know where they were, so I didn't, you know, I don't want to call somebody at 9 a.m. if they're in California, which it turns out that Julie Rojas is in California. Not sure how much I'm going to be able to help her working at Bank of America. I've spoken to people from there, and she may not be my very best target. I'm gonna certainly pick up the phone and call her, find out a little bit more about her, what she does, what she's allowed to do, what she's not allowed to do. In terms of marketing, you know, some of the things that we do, I know that the compliance department at Bank of America won't let her brand herself. They won't let her do a Facebook fan page for herself. Trust me, I looked for one before I found her at Bank of America. I started looking all over and couldn't find her anywhere, and then I did a search with her phone number, and it sure enough came up Bank of America, and I thought, no wonder I'm not finding Julie Rojas anywhere on the internet. Here's the thing. I found this profile. That is it. Everything else is about a program that she belongs to that is co-branded with a bunch of other people. You know, Angela Vasquez, Yanira Delgado. There's Julie Rojas. There's no personalized branding, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to help her. But this is the recommendation, Peggy, is anytime you get a new sign up, somebody that's new to you, do that Google search. Start finding out who they are. Maybe go look them up on Real Trends, or go look them up on Homes.com. Or if you don't see a listing, you know, a Trulia or a Zillow listing for them, start looking and doing just a tiny bit of research. I'm not saying spend an hour figuring out who this person is, but do a quick research and determine whether or not this is a real player, an above average agent, somebody worthy of your business time, or if this is that 6 transaction or less a year person. The new to me sign up, I just met her for the first time at the Gmail class. She has great potential to be a good agent. I'm going to get her into a stack. Perfect. And when Peggy says a stack, what she's talking about is she likes to Michael Mayer in the book 7 Levels of Communication describes a really awesome strategy called stacking your appointments. And what that does is it allows you to put appointments back to back to back to back. It allows them to meet each other. It creates an aura about you, puts you on a little bit of a pedestal, and it gives you an opportunity to have a bunch of face-to-faces in a short period of time, therefore freeing up other time to do other important things that generate you more business. Stacking's a great way to do your appointments. And that's what Peggy likes to do. And so she's going to get this new girl that has really great potential, Peggy says, into that stack. And she was a person, that was one of the newbies from your last presentation, if I'm not mistaken. She had a couple of agents that she had never met before at the last presentation she did, which was awesome. Peggy says we're in a smaller area, and I've been working for quite a while now, so I know most of them. But most of them now. That's all. You know, those little towns. You're in Ann Arbor, I believe, is your town proper, right? Ann Arbor, Michigan. Where it's cold and snowy and altogether unpleasant. That's the point, right? Do presentations so that other people invite guests to, so that I meet more people. That is 100% the point, Peggy. That's what it's all about. And then it begins from there. You know, building referral partnerships begins at that point. Because what you've done now is you've put yourself on a pedestal. You've given yourself the opportunity. Now you just got to go out and develop the relationships. It's super below zero cold. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. It'll be over soon. I will tell you, I can always tell how soon spring will be here. And I know you guys got up north in James, you've got Punxsutawney Phil looking for his shadow and all that stuff. But I'm going to tell you, spring will be here sooner than you think. I can always tell. I've got 2 different trees. One in the backyard, one in the front yard, and the one in the backyard has already begun to pollen and drop its little, the strips of pollen on the ground. So it's already, it's doing the spring thing. The one out front has little green buds growing on it. It's not far off. We got just another month and no more cold stuff. This girl is a buyer's agent for a big producer. Great stuff. That's awesome, Peggy. Yeah, be her best friend. Absolutely be her best friend. And no, I've never experienced negative. The coldest I've ever experienced was 10 degrees. I've never experienced negative, and I quite honestly don't think that I ever want to. Years ago, I want to say this is 1999 or 2000. It was either 99 or 2000. My ex-wife talked me into going to Philadelphia for Christmas to visit her family for the holidays. And we got off the plane, and I was so excited driving in the car from the airport back to the in-laws' house, because on the drive I was seeing snow on the side of the road for the very first time. We're talking, 15 years ago now, but I was seeing snow on the side of the road for the very first time in my life, and I was so excited about this, riding in the car. We get to the in-laws' house, and they're in a somewhat rural area called Lansdale, which is a good 30, 40 miles outside of Philadelphia, somewhat rural, a little bit hilly, not quite mountainous, but a little hilly. And I jumped out of the car, and I had, what I wore from Florida, it's going to be cold, wear warm clothes on the plane. I did. I had my jeans on. I had a long sleeve shirt and a jacket over top of my long sleeve shirt and hat on. I jump out of the car excited to see the snow, and I put my hands in it, and I made one ball, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And about 10 minutes later, I was done with snow, and I was dreading being up there, and it was the coldest I had ever been. And my brother-in-law took me to a Philadelphia Eagles New York Giants game the day after Christmas, and my beer was colder after I purchased it than it was when I purchased it from when I sat in my seats. It was halftime when I finally said, listen, I appreciate the offer, but I got to go. I can't be in this anymore. Lots of people reported negative 17. Oh, my goodness. Poor doggies. I can't imagine those poor dogs having to go back out and right back in. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. But, you know, that kind of working that strategy, Peggy, is going to pay dividends in a very, very short period of time for you. I can assure you that. It already is. If you've got, you know, have you followed up with this new agent from the last time and maybe even invited her to this upcoming event? The buyer's agent for the big producer? Oh, perfect. She's one. Peggy says, "Oh yeah, for sure." And she signed up. She's one of the ones that signed up today for the upcoming class. A little bit of guidance, Peggy, in helping her generate some buyer leads, and you will be her very, very, very best friend. She sounds hungry. She sounds interested in growing her business. She sounds like she's one of those ones that, you know, has the potential to be a top producing agent if you give her the opportunity to do so and give her a little bit of instruction on the direction to go with it. All right, guys and girls, getting close to the end of time. I wanted to, we're not quite ready to switch the sites over just yet. Got a little bit more fine tuning, making sure that all the classes are in not only in a category but in the right category, and making sure that we're not missing any of the recordings on here. Once we roll over the brand new daily mastermind, that's the real big daunting task, is rolling over the daily mastermind classes into the new format. The next step is we're going to begin working on the top producer archive classes, and those are going to be archived or categorized as well. So the overall look of the site is going to be going towards this on all platforms right now. We're working diligently. It should, hopefully by the end of today, if not tomorrow, we should be able to roll out the new daily mastermind page, and then we'll begin working on the top producer page as well. And then we're going to spruce up Chad's Corner a little bit and make all the items inside Chad's Corner a little bit easier to find. And I highly recommend, if you have not done so yet, if you have not gotten into Chad's Corner and looked at all the resources that are available for you there, make sure you take a few minutes and plug into that. There's some really great stuff in there, guys. All right, that's it. Great, good call today. Peggy, thank you so much for sharing your implementation with us and what you got going on. That's really, really awesome stuff. I love hearing those success stories. Anybody else want to share one? I'm always available to listen to some good success stories. I will see you guys on Wednesday, right back here, same time, same place. This week on Wednesday, we're going to be talking about crafting smart emails that produce results, or crafting emails for others that, you know, kind of like what Rich did with creating that email about the FHA mortgage insurance rate drop. It's not just about generating that one piece of thing, even though that's what the email reads. It's about creating things that can produce value for others and helping them with it, and giving yourself a reason to put that in front of people and follow up with them. So we're going to be talking a lot about referral partnerships and how to do things that are going to, little things that are going to make you an expert and give you great opportunities to create relationships. Have a great day, everybody. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, and we will see you right back here, same time, same channel tomorrow, or Wednesday. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you.